What is up, my wiggling figglers? You ready for spawn issue number 339? Let's go. So because of Nyx, the dead zones are about to reopen permanently. Haunt is freaking out. He thinks if he maybe went with Nyx instead of Spawn, he would be healed by now, he'd be fine, but Spawn assures him he's wrong. He tells him about Sin, how he's making a weapon to drain any person's necroplasm, and how he barely survived last fight, so, you know, this shit was gonna happen either way. You'd be screwed either way. Are you ready to get moving or not? And then Haunt is like, fine. He reluctantly agrees, so Spawn creates a portal, and they enter through it. But Sin has already made his way into Hell. He's already bypassed the dead zones because of Cataclysm. So they're making their way across these dangerous landscapes, and Sin realizes this is not quite the Hell that he remembers. Cataclysm's family was from here, his mother was a spy, she was kind of a bitch. Then they make their way to the Tower of Wrath, which is currently occupied by Lord Barbados. He is not a nice guy, and they're not going to allow them to get inside. Cataclysm leaps on them like a rabid crackhead and just shanks them to death. Right, so one of the guards is freaked out by him. What's interesting about the dead zones as Spawn and Haunt walk through them is that Haunt's powers still work in the dead zones. Then they come across Sonda. That's what I'm going to call him because this dude's name is kind of ridiculous. So it's this big dude in spike-covered armor. We learn that this guy has kind of gone insane because he's been stuck in this darkness for years because the dead zones were closed. It's alright though, because Haunt ends his suffering by stabbing him through the chest. Then they enter Heaven, the beautiful landscape. And if you want to see more beautiful landscapes like this, make sure to check out my steampunk fantasy book, Grandpa. This book is a mature book about an ex-thief coming out of retirement to save his grandson's life by stealing from the Greek gods. It's filled with different realms, mythological landscapes. If you like things like God of War, Goodfellas, Lord of the Rings, stuff like that, you'll enjoy this book. Click the link down below, check it out, learn more details. Anyway, so Spawn and Haunt get surrounded by a bunch of angels, and I love their designs, like the super futuristic, sleek, gold and purple look. Badass. They taunt Spawn, telling him, I almost pity you, Hell Spawn. Has Hell fallen so far that it would degrade itself by partnering with a Haunt? Cataclysm and Cog meet with Barbados, and he says, dude, it's been like 500 years since you've been here. Now, time works differently in Hell than it does on Earth, but recent events completely destabilized the continuum, and now it's accelerating faster than ever before. Barbados tells Cog he never would rebel against him, he'd never be disloyal, that Hell turned to shambles, it didn't stay in stasis after he left, but if you want to take the throne, you'll need to first contend with Hell's current ruler, and that is Cataclysm. And that, my friends, wraps up Spawn issue number 339. Like the video if you enjoyed the video. If you didn't enjoy the video, don't be a pussy. Like the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.